Holden Caulfield has just been expelled from Pencey Prep, an expensive boys' school somewhere in Pennsylvania. He's 16 years old, cynical, beyond his years, and completely alone. Instead of heading straight home to face his parents, which terrifies him, he decides to spend 3 days wandering New York City, a place that has always fascinated him. He checks into a seedy hotel in Manhattan with barely any plan, just a backpack, a hunting hat pulled down low over his eyes, and a mind that's quietly falling apart. This is the beginning of J.D. Salinger's masterpiece, The Catcher in the Rye, a story that has captivated millions of readers for over 70 years. It's the intimate, raw confession of a teenager who sees the entire world as full of phonies and lies, and who is desperately searching for something true in a universe that feels completely false. From the moment he arrives in Manhattan, Holden's isolation is complete. He's been kicked out before, from other schools, and he carries the weight of yet another failure, yet another place that didn't want him. He knows his parents will be devastated. His mother especially will cry. So instead of going home, he hides. He wanders through the city like a ghost, checking into the Edmont Hotel, a place that makes him deeply uncomfortable, but also somehow feels appropriate. The hotel is filled with all the things Holden despises: perverts, call girls, men in their underwear, leaning out windows. He finds it revolting, yet fascinating. Everything in New York disturbs him and attracts him at the same time. He's caught between childhood and adulthood, unable to belong to either world. He speaks in the voice of someone too young to truly understand his own pain, but old enough to feel it with crushing intensity. He wants connection, but rejects it. He wants to be understood, but assumes no one ever will understand him. During his 3 days in the city, Holden encounters a series of people, each interaction pushing him deeper into alienation. There's Sally Hayes, a girl he once dated, beautiful and popular, but utterly hollow in his eyes. She represents everything superficial about the world. She cares about money, status, and what other people think. When Holden tries to connect with her, to be genuine, she shuts him down. He wants to run away with her, to escape to some idealized life in the countryside. But she thinks he's crazy. She thinks he's being dramatic. So he leaves her sitting alone at a restaurant, humiliated and angry. Then there's his former English teacher, D.B. Antolini, who gives him a place to stay one night. Holden trusts him, but wakes in the dark to find the man making a sexual advance. The betrayal is absolute. Even the one adult who seemed to care about him is just another phony, another predator. These encounters strip away Holden's hope, one by one. Each person he meets confirms his worst beliefs about human nature. But perhaps the most important relationship in the novel is with his younger sister, Phoebe. Holden loves her desperately. She's the only person in the world he truly connects with. She's 10 years old, innocent, and wise beyond her years. When he sneaks home briefly to see her, they talk in the darkness of his room, and for a moment, Holden feels something real. Phoebe understands him in a way no one else does. She doesn't judge him. She loves him unconditionally. This love is both the most beautiful and most devastating thing in his world, because it reminds him that innocence still exists, and that he's already lost it. He's already been corrupted by the phoniness of the adult world. There's also his memory of his younger brother, Ali, who died of leukemia years earlier. Ali's death haunts him throughout the novel. Ali was perfect, innocent, pure, and the world took him anyway. That loss taught Holden that nothing good lasts, that death and decay are always waiting, and that childhood is something you lose, whether you want to or not. As the novel progresses, Holden's mental state deteriorates. He becomes increasingly unstable, obsessing over the title concept, the catcher in the rye. He imagines a field of rye at the edge of a cliff, and children playing in that field. He wants to be the catcher, standing at the edge, catching all the children before they fall over the cliff and lose their innocence. He wants to save them from the world he knows is waiting for them. This fantasy reveals everything about Holden: his desire to protect innocence, his belief that growing up is a tragedy, his conviction that the world is fundamentally corrupt and evil. He also becomes obsessed with the idea of phoniness. He sees it everywhere. In the movies people watch, the conversations they have, the careers they pursue. Everyone is performing. Everyone is lying about who they really are. The only authentic things are children and death. He's obsessed with death, with decay, with the idea that everything beautiful must eventually be destroyed. His mental deterioration accelerates over the 3 days. He gets sicker. He can barely leave his hotel room. He talks to himself. He has conversations with his dead brother. His grip on reality loosens. The climax arrives when Holden arranges to meet Phoebe one final time. He's decided he might run away, escape to some wilderness where he could live in a cabin and avoid all human contact. He tells Phoebe to meet him at the museum, and when she arrives, she's carrying a suitcase. She wants to run away with him. The weight of her love, her need, and her innocence becomes unbearable. He realizes he can't save her. He can't save anyone. The rye field is a fantasy. You can't catch children before they fall. Everyone falls eventually. Everyone loses innocence. The realization breaks something in him. They go to the zoo, and he watches her on the carousel. She's reaching for the gold ring, trying to catch it as the horses go round and round. He sits on a bench in the cold rain, and he cries. He finally lets himself fall apart completely. It's the moment when his resistance gives way, when his cynicism crumbles, when he accepts that life is painful and beautiful and impossible to control or preserve. The novel ends in a psychiatric hospital or sanatorium. The narrative voice is unclear about the exact location, which mirrors Holden's unreliable perception of reality. He's telling this entire story to someone, possibly a doctor, possibly just to us. He doesn't explain exactly what brought him to this place, but we understand that his 3-day breakdown resulted in some kind of physical and mental collapse. He spent time in the hospital, underwent some form of treatment, and now he's here, in this institution, recovering. But recovery from what? From life, from growing up. The ending is deliberately ambiguous. We don't know if Holden will get better. We don't know if he'll reintegrate into society or remain forever alienated. He seems to have found some small measure of peace, some slight opening toward acceptance. He talks about missing certain people, about wanting to see them again, about the world being full of people he'd like to have a drink with. But there's no resolution in the traditional sense. There's only the continuing struggle of a sensitive, broken, brilliant young man trying to survive in a world that seems designed to destroy everything he loves. The Catcher in the Rye endures because it captures something true about the experience of being young and awake in a world that often seems insane. Holden's voice, his rambling, digressive, honest voice, speaks directly to anyone who has ever felt that the adult world is fundamentally dishonest, that everyone is performing, that authenticity is nearly impossible to find. The book validates that pain without offering easy solutions. It doesn't fix Holden. It doesn't offer redemption or closure. It simply shows us a person in crisis, struggling with depression, alienation, and the unbearable weight of becoming an adult. And that's its power. That's why it remains one of the most important American novels ever written. Salinger created a character so real, so alive, so painfully human, that 7 decades later, readers are still recognizing themselves in Holden Caulfield's lonely, searching voice. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more book summaries and full breakdowns of the classics and modern masterpieces. You won't want to miss what's next.